Hello, my name is Pari. I am a student at university and I study English literature. And today I will tell you about my topic. My topic today for talking about the procedure of lawmaking process in Cambodia. Yes, before I tell you about more information about the procedure of lawmaking process in Cambodia, I would like to introduce about the definition of law to you. Law is a system of rules which is made by the government for protecting people and make people recognize it. At the same refer to the National Assembly in Cambodia. The state of law legislation have four. First, draft of proposed law. Second, procedure of checking and approval law at National Assembly. Third, referral to the Senate for review and recommend. Four, procedure of law promulgating. And now let's go on the first that I will tell you about the draft of proposed law. Draft of proposed law. Draft law was initiated by the ministry and another constitution that studied by the group of law, and then they sent it to the office as consult as minister. In this case, they make one or more meeting. After the consult of minister examine and review the draft of proposed law, and then they submit the draft of proposed law to with a statement clause to the National Assembly. To the National Assembly. In addition, many as the national many member as parliament like National Assembly and the Senate may initiate legislation with a which is called proposed law. The proposed law was initiated by the National Assembly or the Senate, shall be introduced into the National Assembly. Now I will tell you about the second that we talk about the procedure of checking and approval law at the National Assembly. In this point have a lot of small point like something point 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, something like that. So I will tell you about by point. Now I will explain you about the 2.1. 2.1 talking about the standing committee. President of the National Assembly make the meeting with the standing committee for review and examine the draft of proposed law, and then they submit it to the expert committee. Yes, and now go on to 2.2. 2.2 we talk about the expert committee. In the group of expert committee, make a meeting for examine and review draft of proposed law in public forum. One more thing in public forum is prepare, listen, and collect recommendation from public comment. With meeting with representative of the royal government or with the senator for review proposed law. One or more meeting implement, agree or not agree, agree or not agree to put in the session of the National Assembly by another committee. Must be more than has the total number of member, and approval must be followed by a majority vote of committee total member. Expert committee make a little, and then expert committee make a little, send it to the president of the National Assembly that talking about the result of the draft or proposed law. And then we move on to the 2.3. 2.3 we talk about the standing committee of National Assembly. Meeting for review and examine into agenda of the session of the National Assembly. 2.4 2.4 we talk about the session of the National Assembly. It has small point, so I can't explain you about the small point, but I will explain you about something that I know and I understand. Yes. Something like the National Assembly approvals to enter in agenda. The president of expert committee report about their result to the National Assembly. Discussion and approval must be done as follows. Discuss and implement on whole article by talking that should it be considered. Discuss and implement on each article by reading article as draft or proposed law. Parliament can use summary procedure by discussion only article that it is amendment proposal. Representative of royal government or senator and the president of expert committee collaborate for protecting draft law or proposed law. And now we let's go on to the third. The third we talk about the refer to the Senate for review and comment. The process of submitting draft or proposed law forth and back between the National Assembly and the Senate is reflected in the Cambodia Constitution as follows. 1 month for examine ordinary law, 10 days for examine, 10 days for examine basic law, 2 days for examine 2 days for examine any law in case of an emergency. The period of examination by the National Assembly and the Senate shall be extended equally in case when the National Assembly does not return the draft law to the Senate within this above specific period, or extended the specific period for examination. In this point, we have single round, second round, and second round we have two small points like case 1 and case 2. But I can't explain more about this. I can explain something that I can explain. And talk about the single round. The Senate shall within a period of not more than 1 month after law or another method is submitted to it, examine and make recommendation on draft or proposed law that have been adopted by the National Assembly, and another method that the National Assembly submit to the Senate. In an emergency, this period shall be reduced to 5 days. And if the Senate make recommendation and approve the law, or doesn't make any recommendation within the time limit above, The law adopted by the National Assembly is propagated, and then we talk about the single round. Single round, case one, case two. But case one, I tell you something a little. Case one, they talk about if the Senate requests a modification by rejecting the entire proposed modification or adopting some part of the draft or proposed law. And case 2, when the Senate requests an outright rejection of the draft or proposed law. Like this way they talk about the National Assembly may not examine or draft a proposed law for the second round within a period of 30 days, something like that. So I can tell you more. Sorry. The Constitution Council, the process of Constitutional Council is examine law is divided into three parts. Examine before populating, promulgating as requested. Examine before promulgation without a request, and examine after promulgation. I can explain so because this point I don't understand. Yeah, sorry. Now let's we go on to the procedure of law propagating. After after the National Assembly review and examine the draft of proposed law, and then the National Assembly send it to the Prime Minister for review and examine. After the Prime Minister check already, then he sent it to the King of Cambodia for signature, and then they can take the draft of proposed law to put in the propagation in public. Now my sorry, I have some chart that I show you, but this video I can tell you. Oh yes, now my presentation come to the end, and if I have any mistake, please something that អត់ភ័យទោសខ្ញុំផង Yeah, thank you.